Here we go, here we go, here we go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Man, yesterday was a wild one, and we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to really get into the mud. You'll understand why I'm like doing air quotes and stuff on that later, but we're going to really get into the mud. We're going to get down and dirty a little bit today. We're also going to travel all the way from New York City to Miami, and then ultimately we're going to land in Atlanta. My boy Grant Cardone might make an appearance or two, and in many ways, we're just going to have a really deep and powerful conversation, if that's cool with you. All right, so all that and more on today's episode of GM3X. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're ready to rise and grind.
Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to eight, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning. Whoa. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is, what is today? Today is Friday. Did you see the surprise on my face? I'm like, oh. Today is Friday. That's right. Today is Friday, December 16th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, December 16th, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, I'm coming to you live from Miami, Florida. That's where I'm at this morning, live from Miami, Florida, where last night I won the Great American Speak Off. It's kind of mind-blowing to even say that, but I won the Great American Speak Off, and this is a American Idol type show that was put together by Grant Cardone and a guy named Pete Vargas. They put this show together. The idea was that hearing someone sing on American Idol can light you up, but not transform your life. That watching someone perform on America's Got Talent can light you up and inspire you, but not necessarily help you transform. Where the stories that people share, stories of their lives, stories of overcoming, stories of triumph, that people can literally take stories and use them to transform their life. And so Grant and Elena Cardone invested $10 million in Pete Vargas and what they call 10X stages. They invested $10 million and launched this, competition that I've been a part of for the last couple days. And what's fascinating is there were 27,000 people that registered, 1,846 that made it through auditions, 165 people that made it to Miami, where we were, where I am right now. And then there was 4 people that won. And I was one of them. And here's the crazy part. I didn't just win. I won across the board. Like in every single category, every standard that they had, every scoring, every judging, the people voting in our little rooms throughout the entire competition. I didn't just win the competition. I was the leader across the board. Number one, dude. It's amazing, man. Like for real, like most of my life, I was like a 2 guy or a 3 guy. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, I'd be pretty good at sports, but I was never great. I could play on the basketball team, but I was probably going to get 8 to 12 minutes or something. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't going to start, and I wasn't going to be the best. When I ran track, and when I did track and field and all that stuff, like I was good. I was really, really good, but I got a lot of second place ribbons, a lot of third place ribbons. I was never like the guy, But for the last 2 days, I was the guy. And I could not have done that. Like I would not have been equipped for that. I would not have been the guy. I could not have been the front runner in this contest. Like I couldn't have done that without you. Seriously. I could not have done that without you. And that's just real life, right? Like the constant encouragement that I get from you has been incredible, and you guys encouraged me, over the last week. Without this show, like doing this show 1,109 times, I think it is today. Doing this show helped me become a better human all the way around. And when you become a better human, then you become a better speaker. You become a better storyteller. More people, you can engage and interact with more people, right? And so this show helped me become a better human. Obviously, it also helped me become a better speaker. Doing 30 minutes a day at 5:30 a.m. before most people are awake, 1,109 times. Dude, there's no one else out there. Like, if you think about it, right? Like, who else has 1,100 podcast episodes in 4 years? I don't know. Maybe somebody has like a daily mini 5-minute podcast or something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm any better than anyone. I'm just saying, dude, when you show up and you just keep putting in the reps, you cannot help but stretch the distance between you and the competition. Like it's just natural. Like I'm not supremely gifted or different or unique or anything like that in the sense that I'm better than anyone. I've just put in more freaking reps than most. You feel me? And I couldn't have done the show. I wouldn't be doing the show if it wasn't for you. Because if I just sat and talked to myself for 30 minutes a day, they would have freaking locked me up in a freaking straitjacket. But because I get to sit here and talk to this camera, and there happens to be Patty Frudenberg on the other side. Yolanda Christensen is on the other side. Sol Salcido is on the other side. Sean Weatherby is on the other side. Renee Hayes is on the other side. Gloria Bond is on the other side, right? Because you are on the other side, they don't lock me up. And instead, it puts me in a position to be the freaking number one dude across the board at the largest speaking competition in the world. So without you showing up and doing this show, I don't get there, right? Without your belief in me, I don't get there. And without you holding me accountable, to me being my best, I don't get there. And so this morning, it was incredibly important to me that we start off today's show by me just saying thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for pouring into me. Thanks for the messages over the years. Thanks for holding me accountable. Thanks for giving me a reason to wake up at 3:20 a.m. every day. I would not wake up at 3:20 a.m. every day if it wasn't for you. I just simply wouldn't. I wouldn't. But waking up at 3:20 a.m. has given me an edge, man. You've given me a gift. You've given me a tool that I can use to go out and make a bigger impact in the world. And I am so grateful for that. So I just wanted to start today's show off with gratitude for you. And with that said, let's do some dancing. Does that sound good? Does that sound fair? Does that sound fair? Y'all know what to do. Listen, for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where we're going to get these bodies in motion, all right? Now listen, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So we need to get moving. If you're laying in the bed, I need you to get on up out of the bed. I don't care what time it is. I don't care where you are. I need you to get on up. If you're out there in public, you're out there working or doing whatever, that's okay. Just start dancing. People be looking at you. They'll think you're crazy. You'll know that you are crazy, and crazy is okay. Crazy is actually preferred by most, right? Let's just be honest. So let's just do some dancing. Let's get in flow. I want you to think about people all around the planet, all dancing at the same time to the same music. What an energetic, quantum, mind just, right? When you start to think about it all the way across the board. If you're running, run a little bit harder. If you're working out, throw on an extra couple pounds. Wherever it is, whatever you're doing, get the body going. Let's rock and roll. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button, all right? I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes changing the way somebody starts their day is as simple as you pushing that share button. So go ahead and share this out if you're over there on Clubhouse. Share this out on YouTube. Share this out on Facebook. Lastly, this is the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. How you doing, Natasha Smith? I am so glad you're here. What's up, Rich Pintrick? How you doing, Randy Wagner? Thanks for being here today. Marjorie is in the building. Marjorie Mallard, I see you. Marilyn Wilkin, thank you. I appreciate that. Bettina, what up? Rick Tamburino is in the building. Bella Rigby and Valerie Oakley, thanks for being here. Melvin Rodriguez and Michelle Jeske. Sonia Merritt is in the building as well. Tina Kelly Overfelt, Vicky Everett, Patty Frudenberg, Jacqueline Underwood, thanks for being here. Tarika Simmons, I'm glad you're here as well. Raymond Culp, thanks for being in the building. Ryan Gallagher, thanks for being in the building. Mr. Don Sankey, thanks for being here as well. Kevin Fadley is in the building. Thank you, Mr. Weatherby. Hey, bro, I really appreciate that, man. You came down with COVID-19 for the darn second time, but it ain't gonna stop you. That's right, brother. You got this. Kimberly Hatfield, thanks for being here this morning. Angeline is in the building. Troy Cord, what up? Thanks, Troy. Hi, Liza. I see you running over there, girl. Keep going. Leanne Lancaster Brooks in the building. Beth Lucchese, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. And so many more. Let me go over to Clubhouse real quick. Do I have time? Let's look. Yeah, let me go over to Clubhouse real quick. See who's all in the Clubhouse room over there. I see my boy Ramon is in the building. Tara Murney, thanks for being here. I see TM Hyman, Justin Conoco. I see Pastor Jeff and Larissa and Aday. Stars Tina kicked us off this morning. Christina Howard, right? My crew, they're all here in the place. Megan, I see you, Megan. Limitless, and I see Annette. I see Triple J, the heavyweight champion of the world. He's up in here. I see Tom. I see Andy. I see Peter. I see Arpit. I see Fiona. I see so many of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. And that's enough. We got to keep going. We're going to run out of time. So, yeah, let's reset real quick, and I'll be right back.
It's an amazing group to learn from. I would suggest it to anybody, who really is looking to grow their business and learn from others.
It's a club of people coming together, working harder to build each other up, to reach levels we would never be able to reach on our own.
It's been just really rewarding. I've been trying to soak up as much of the wisdom I can. I just learned a lot. I can't share with my team.
It was great becoming a part of something where pushes me to go above and beyond, and that's what this club's all about.
The information, the support, the teamwork, the encouragement you get from 800% Club is like nothing I've ever seen.
These ladies and gentlemen that have joined the 800 Club did it for a reason. They want to 800% their business. Like, let's go. What are you waiting for? 800%. That's a big increase. Most of you be looking for 10%, 5%, break even. 800%. Glenn Lundy guarantees it, and I endorse this message.
I love the 800% Club.
I read these words this morning as I was reading my Bible verse. I actually got behind a day. I am doing an 89-day Bible challenge, and I missed yesterday. Yesterday just went by. It was crazy. I was just focused on the contest, and I ended up missing yesterday. It was the first time I've missed, man, in 73 straight days or whatever. But I read these words this morning, and it said, the Word of God is alive and powerful. Last weekend, I was in New York City with my daughter, Willow. And she blew me away. Like, I literally learned so much about her. It was wild. I did shows about it. You guys can go back and watch the earlier shows, right? I learned so much. We flew in on Friday to New York City, left Sunday. I dropped her off at home and was home on Monday. Then on Tuesday, I flew to Miami, which is where I am now. And then today I will leave Miami and I will go to Atlanta. I will fly to Atlanta today, where I will spend time with Patrick at Beaver Toyota and his amazing team. And I will also spend time with Renee Noor, and I'm going to meet Andrew Young at a black tie gala, a really fancy event on Saturday night. And it was just such an honor to have that opportunity. So I'm going to do that this weekend. And then Sunday, I'll go home. So if you're counting, that's 10 days. 10 days of traveling with 1 day at home. 10 days of traveling with 1 day at home. And I will be, you guys know I'm always authentic and real, but I will be super authentic and real with you now, right now. Like, I miss my wife. And I miss my wife, and I miss my kids, right? And I miss the noise, the chaos of my house, right? I know that sounds crazy, but I do. I miss the sounds that the kids make, the laughter in the background, hearing their quads zipping around the 10 acres, them fighting and yelling, clawing and scratching at each other, man. I'm telling you, like, it's Battlefield Royale in the Lundy house every day, and I freaking miss that, man. golly, I miss it right now so bad, right? Luckily, I had those couple days with Willow, like at first in New York, right? So I am thankful I got that special time with her. But man, 10 days, like that's 10 days of my wife holding the fort down. If you think about it, right? That's 10 days of my wife holding the fort down. That's 10 days of my team at work, right? 10 days of my team at work holding down the company. Like when I'm off traveling all over the place, obviously I can't operate at the levels I normally operate. And so my team just stepped up, and we just had we had to let a member of our team go this past Friday. And that was a big deal, right? Like literally the day I left for New York City. And my team has been having to hold down the whole thing. And that's 10 days of like you guys, my online family, dealing with all the technical issues. Right? When I'm on the road, man, we tried to put this whole thing together. Pastor Jeff gave me the thing. It worked yesterday. It didn't work 2 days ago. It worked yesterday. Doesn't work yet today. Like, I mean, golly, it's crazy, right? So that's 10 days of y'all having to deal with all that. It's 10 days of my wife holding down the fort, 10 days of my people holding down the company, 10 days of you guys having to deal with all the stuff, right? 10 days. And in those 10 days, every single aspect of my life has changed. Like I see my daughter Willow in a new light, a completely new and different light than I did 10 days ago. And I see my team in a new light, like completely new and different light than I did 10 days ago. They're so supportive. They're so bought in. Like, golly, man. I can't even share some of the things that my team has done. It's incredible, right? And I see my wife and my family in a new light of what my wife has to do to hold that place down so that I can go out and that I can chase a dream like crazy, right? And I see you in a new light because there's tons of technical issues and there's a million reasons for you to say, you know what, I'm going to just turn on a podcast in the morning that is professionally produced, that is consistent, that is on time all the time, versus dealing with this Yahoo Glenn that's all over the place, right? Like it's changed the way I see you in this community, right? Like I see that in a new light. So I see Willow in a new light. I see my team in a new light. I see my wife in a new light. I see you in a new light. And I see me in a new light. They say that Jesus spit on the ground and made mud with the saliva. And then he spread the mud over a blind man's eyes. And he told that blind man to go wash it off. And when the blind man washed the mud off of his eyes, all of a sudden he could see. Transformation does not take a long time. Transformation happens in an instant. A man who was blind for his entire life washed off the mud, and all of a sudden he could see. So transformation happens in an instant. It does not take a long time. What does take a long time, though, is you have to give God the time to make the mud. He needs the time to make the mud. And because he's not walking around on earth like he was back then, he needs you to add in some of the spit and the grit and he needs you to work it and to stir it and to twist it and to shape it so that ultimately he can use it. So that he can use you. 10 days. 10 days and I am not the same man I was 10 days ago. 10 days and I am a better man than I was 10 days ago. 10 days of sacrifice away from my wife and inconveniences like not being able to sleep in my own dang bed. 10 days. 10 days of missing my wife, missing my kids. And at the same time, it's probably the most memorable 10 days of my entire life. It's both. It's grit and spit and a gift. Because where I was blind, I can now see. What do the next 10 days look like for you? What about the 10 days after that? Or maybe for you, maybe it's not what the next 10 days look like for you. Maybe for you, it's you've been walking around with mud over your eyes for a really, really long time because you forgot the part where he said to go and wash it off. Working it. The grit, the spit. Maybe for you, the mud's still there and you're working your butt off every day and you've got this grit, right? Like you're like, man, I'm in it. I'm rising and grinding. I'm showing up every day. I'm working every day. I'm putting in the spit, right? I'm twisting and I'm pulling and I'm pushing and I'm putting it in. But for some reason, even though you're doing all the things, nothing seems to be changing and definitely not changing fast enough. And I want to challenge you on that. I just want to challenge you. I want you to think that maybe for some reason you just keep choosing to walk around blind with the mud over your eyes in those same spaces that you know because you're afraid that if you accidentally bump your head or go on a different path or to a different city or take a different challenge that you might actually get hurt. And so this morning, I need you to wake up. If that's you, if you're in the same spot, doing the same thing, in the same places, with the same frustrations, with the same mud over your eyes, I'm going to need you to wake up today. Because, excuse my language, but this shit's no joke. This thing called life is no joke. You've been given an opportunity. You need to do something profound with your life. Not average, not okay, not a little bit above, not a little bit below. Profound with your life. Why am I surrounded by thousands? And yet so few were at the Speak Off in Miami the last 2 days. Why am I surrounded by thousands of incredible speakers with incredible voices, with incredible stories, but so few were in Miami? I know that most of the people in my circles at least probably saw an ad about the Speak Off, or maybe they heard Grant talk about the Speak Off, or maybe they heard me mention the Speak Off. So I'd like to say that the awareness of it, I'm sure there was plenty of people that did not know it was happening or did not know it was going on. But my guess is there was a plenty of people in my circle that knew it was happening, but they were too busy. They couldn't get away. Maybe they'll try it again next year. They're not good enough. Anxious, scared, fearful. I'm sure there's 16,000 excuses for why you, if you knew about the contest, I'm sure there's 16,000 excuses why you didn't show up. None of those excuses are okay. Because even if you wouldn't have won, which would have been really hard to do because I was on it, even if you wouldn't have won, it would have been an act, an effort of you clawing away at the mud that covers so many of our eyes for so long, as we go through this life thinking that we're less than, as we go through this life thinking that average is enough, as we go through this life shrinking minimizing our voice and our light. No more. Not for me. Nope. Not for me. I like being number one. I like being the best. I like it. It feels awesome. Especially when you know you put in the freaking work, dude. Like, it feels awesome. Today feels awesome. Last night felt awesome. When I get home, and I celebrate with my kids, celebrate with my wife, Daddy did it. And I want that. I want that for all of y'all, man. I want that for all of y'all. I want you to be able to walk in front of those you love. And I want you to scream from the rooftops, right? Daddy did it. Mommy did it. I did it. It feels good. And you deserve that. You do. But you got to get out of your own way. You got to start taking this stuff a lot more seriously. And you got to start putting yourself in the rooms and taking the actions and quit making the dang excuses. And really step into the magnificence that is you. Come join me on this journey. It starts with understanding God and whose you are, and then spending time figuring out who you are. Come join me. It's awesome out here. It is awesome at the top. For real. That's what I got. That's my show. Not sorry. You know what I mean. I love you guys. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. I'll be back Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again on GM3X. Does that sound fair? Fair. I'm going to have Pastor Jeff play us out with some music over on Clubhouse right here at the end. And then, Okay, bye.